You might not be able to send inventory to FBA next month. Are tariff surcharges going to show on Amazon shopping results? TikTok Shop is opening in another country. These stories and more on today's Weekly Buzz. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our Helium 10 Weekly Buzz, where we give you a rundown of all the goings on in the Amazon, TikTok Shop, and e-commerce world. We also let you know what new features Helium 10 has and give you a strategy of the week that'll give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Let's see what's buzzing. And I haven't done the buzz in a week or two or something. My team has been doing it since I was on the road, but good grief. I think they were saving all the news articles for this week when I've got the buzz, because we have got a lot to go over today, guys. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, the first story that we're going to be talking about is actually an email you might have got about FBA capacity limits. All right. Is Amazon shutting down all shipments that are coming into FBA next month? No. However, for some of you, yes, they are. What email should you be looking out for? Let me read you what this email says. You might have gotten an email that says, we are making our normal monthly capacity limit updates for FBA to maintain fulfillment network efficiency. Now, this is something that kind of goes on every month, but it never even bothers you because it's so much higher than how much inventory you are usually. But like this month, it is getting slashed. All right. So you might get an email that says also, or the email continues, I should say, based on our estimates of your on-hand inventory and open shipments as of April 25th, your capacity utilization will be close to or over the limit for May if you do not take additional actions to manage your inventory health. It says, if you need more capacity in FBA, request from the capacity manager in Seller Central. And we're going to have a link in the comments or in the description here below for this. It says we will regularly allocate additional capacity based on available space. Remember, that's something you have to pay for. So you got to request it. But what is happening to some accounts? Let me show you a few of the accounts that I have access to, or some of my accounts. Here's 3 of them just to show you how it varies. And it's not necessarily the same across all accounts. Here is one of my accounts. And as you can see right here, at the very top left, this is what you guys want to look at in your capacity manager. It says, hey, I've only used 22%, 103 out of 458 cubic feet. So almost nothing, right? And as you can see, my April capacity is 458. So if I'm in the hundreds, I'm like, oh man, I'm sitting pretty. I have no problem to worry about. But look what happened for May. It's telling me your capacity is going from 458 down to 178. Good grief. That's almost 1/3. It's 66% down almost. That's crazy. June, it's still going to be down to 200, but then July, it goes back to 458. So I guess Amazon is overloaded in May and June, which is kind of surprising. Some people might be slowing down their replenishment orders due to tariffs and stuff. So I don't know what's going on in Amazon, but May and June, they seem to be tapped out. But again, this is not across all accounts. Here is that hemp cream account that you guys, see me do case studies on. My capacity on that account was 100 in April. It's 100 in May, 100 in June, 100 in July. No issues there. My Project 5K account, another different account. It says, hey, you are using only 33% of your capacity, 195 out of 595. So again, I'm sitting pretty, right? Look what happens to my capacity here. It goes from 600 in April. Now in May, it's going down to 245. I'm already at 200. So this is getting pretty close. If I was getting low on one product, or I'm trying to launch a new product, I might be in a little bit of a pickle trying to send more inventory in May and June, but it goes back up in July. So this is something you guys need to definitely, take a look at your capacity manager to see if this is affecting you and if you have to do any changes based on this. Now, Amazon was kind enough to actually give us some frequently asked questions about this that, some sellers had when they released this. And I'll read some of these notes here. Question 1 says, is this going to impact inventory already on its way? In other words, you send a shipment, but now you're over. Are they going to reject the shipment? No, Amazon is not going to do that. It says, hey, if it's on the way, it's going to be received as normal. But if your total on-hand inventory plus inbound shipments exceed, you're going to be unable to create new shipments in the send to Amazon. So again, it's important that you guys check this like today, all right, that this weekly buzz is coming out, because like today is the deadline. You have to submit requests for more space for next month by today, all right? Next question that Amazon asks, are these capacity reductions a flat reduction across the network, or certain sellers and products are being prioritized? I think I already answered that part, so I'm not even going to need to read Amazon's answer there. It's obviously not just a flat thing across the board. Next message says, are there exceptions to these capacity limits for my Prime Day inventory? Now, this answer says, if you need additional capacity for products that you expect to be popular for Prime Day, submit a request. Like right now, no. Like whatever it says right in there, that's what you're going to have to deal with. All right. So go into the capacity manager. And if in May and June you don't have enough space, you've got to put a request in for Prime Day. It says, how will the new capacity limits affect my inventory storage? It says, on average, the capacity limit adjustments for May and June will provide enough storage for 5 months of inventory in May and 5 months of inventory in June. I'm not so sure about that. Like, I do not maintain 5 months of inventory. And then you saw my one capacity, I was at 200, and my capacity is going to be 230. Like, there is no way that that's 5 months, but I'm not sure what it's basing that off of. It says, the next question, are you making these changes based on the tariffs? So guys, there you go. Take a look at your email, or if you never got the email, you just want to make sure, go check your capacity manager to see if you've got a big time reduction of inventory capacity in May and June. You might not be able to send inventory in if you are over space right now. Next article is actually from Amazon. And you guys know I have a bad memory, but this is called Create Deals for Amazon Pet Day. It says Amazon Pet Day, which runs May 13th to 14th. This is something that's been going on since 2022. Now, again, I don't remember this. Like, it's been going on for like 3 years already. I might have just forgotten about it. I might need to participate in this. I just got a couple more pets. I have had 2 cats. Now I have a goat. Yes, I have a goat in my house, or not in my house, outside my house, and a dog. But yeah, basically this is a special day, Amazon Pet Day, May 13th and 14th. And it says, hey, might be a good time to create a promotion, coupon, or discount. So it's not Prime Day, it's Pet Day. And again, like you would think that if it's Pet Day, Amazon's probably going to be sending a lot of traffic and maybe doing some promotions for pet owners, or on the website might have like a makeover. I would think would happen. And if that's the case, yeah, you'd probably want to go ahead and do a deal of the day or some kind of discount, perhaps, to get some extra click-through rate on your pet-related products. Now, the next article says this is from USA Today. It says, Amazon denies plans to list tariff prices after President Trump calls Jeff Bezos to object. Now, what happened was another outlet, Punchbowl News, said that, hey, the tariff prices are going to be put next to the total prices of products. All right. And basically, President Trump found out about this. He called Jeff Bezos and said, like, yo, what are you doing, bro? And basically, Amazon replied, according to this article, saying, no, we were never planning to do that. We were thinking about doing it on the Amazon Haul site, but we wouldn't put that. Now, I believe that. Why do I believe that? A lot of people are raising the BS flag, not the Bradley Sutton flag, but the BS other acronym flag on Amazon, saying, oh, yeah, they just chickened out or something. No, like, that to me doesn't make sense. Like, why would Amazon do that? Why would Amazon have put a tariff on, or like a tariff increase, like, if they don't know what the increase is on a regular item on Amazon.com? Like, it wouldn't make any sense. Like, how would they know how the seller is being affected by tariffs and how much, like, if they raised the price, what was their original price and how much of it was because of the tariff? Amazon would have no way. But do you guys remember, I think last week Shivali talked about how in Shein and Temu, there's actually this tariff like surcharge fee or something that's showing up when you check out. Now, Shein and Temu is something close to what? Amazon Haul. So I don't think Amazon is lying when they say, no, we weren't trying to do it on the regular page. It was going to be on the Amazon Haul, because that actually makes sense, because remember, the de minimis is ending. And so you can't get free tariffs on these cheaper items directly from China. That's why Shein and Temu had that little tariff fee. And so maybe they were considering doing the same thing like Shein and Temu and putting it on the Amazon Halt. That would make all the sense in the world. But, President Trump found out and he's like, oh, heck no. And so he called to make sure it wasn't going anywhere, I guess. And sure enough, Amazon is not putting that tariff on there. But what do you think? That would have been crazy, right? If Amazon was putting on all the products that come from China just on regular Amazon, like a little tariff surcharge, like line item that just doesn't make any sense. Switching marketplaces, let's go to Walmart. And Walmart has a couple programs it's talking about. The first one, I'm not so sure about. It says Grow With Us. It's basically looks like an educational program. Make sure to check the link to like find out more information. But the reason why I wanted to bring this article out is every year Amazon does the open call, all right? And this year they're announcing open call June 24th. They're going to start getting the applications. And basically what this is that, SMBs are going to be able to pitch their shelf-ready products, all right, that are made or assembled, okay? It doesn't have to be completely made here, but assembled in the USA for, potential consideration into Walmart and Sam's Club. Now, this event is actually October 7th and 8th in Bentonville, but you're going to be able to put submissions to be considered to be invited there. I've been to Bentonville before to Walmart when I used to work for a different company. And remember, that's like going to dwarf whatever you do on Amazon, guys. If you actually get into Walmart stores, I don't know how many there are nowadays, 4,000, 5,000. And imagine if each of them are carrying 3 cases of your products that have 20 items each, in the store, that's 5,000 times 60 units. I mean, we're talking POs in the hundreds of thousands of dollars here for one PO. Like you cannot match that sales on Amazon. So yeah, I know, selling on Walmart.com, might not seem very lucrative, but if you can, leverage Walmart.com sales into trying to get to this open call and then potentially getting your product picked up in stores, that's like game over for your business in a good way. All right, next article is from Yahoo UK, and it's entitled France Urges Fees on Cheap E-Commerce Parcels in EU. So they're having a little bit of FOMO. They saw that President Trump is taking away the de minimis, meaning that all the Shein and Temu items are going to have an actual tariff on them and not get through to the with the loophole. And then you remember that there was articles in the previous weeks that said, hey, all right, a lot of Chinese sellers are like, you know what, we're not even going to worry too much about the US market. We're just going to go concentrate on Europe. And so Europe is like, hey, we want that tariff loophole to be changed or to be closed, because it already is announced to be closed, but not until 2028, as it says here. But France is like, hey, we need this now. All right. So I guess they're looking at the US and like, hey, this needs to stop because it's giving maybe an unfair advantage to sellers out of China. So it'll be interesting to see. This week is when it's supposedly going to go away for US. Let's see how that whole transition goes and what's the fallout from there. But then let's see. 2028 is a long time to wait for you sellers based in France, based in EU to like not have this competition from Shein and Temu and other websites. So let's see what happens in EU when it comes to this tariff loophole. Going back to payment or Walmart, payments.com had an article about them, and it's entitled Walmart to offer 3-hour delivery to 95% of Americans. All right. So this was, I believe, mentioned in like the shareholder report last week as a goal that Walmart is having. So that's pretty crazy. I know Amazon doesn't have 95% 3-hour delivery. So is Walmart going to be able to, deliver on that promise? And then is that going to help sales on Walmart.com? Let's see. Next article is from Reuters.com, and it is saying some Amazon sellers are pulling out of Prime Day amid Trump tariffs. So this article, said that they were interviewing some sellers, here and there, and they're like, hey, because of all these tariffs, it's like we can't afford to do Prime Day this year. Not that they're going to close their products, but like not doing, Prime deals and stuff like that. And it's not just the tariffs. You guys know how in the Weekly Buzz we reported a few months ago how the prices or the cost to do some of these deals are kind of going up for everybody, right? I'm just curious, what about you guys? I actually did a poll in the Helium 10 members Facebook group, and this was just recently, so there's not enough results yet. But I was kind of shocked. So far, in the initial results, 65% said, you know what? I'm not doing any promotions during Prime Day. 20% said, you know what? I'm doing the same thing that I did last year. 9% said they're gonna pull back on some of their investments on Prime Day. What about you guys? Which do you fall under? Let me know in the comments. Are you going full blast on Prime Day this year? Are you pulling back a little bit? Are you pulling back completely? Let me know in the comments below. Next article is from CNN, and it's entitled Walmart, Target resume business with some Chinese factories after tariff-related halt. Now, just reading through the lines, there were some interesting inferences that this article said. Basically, what happened was it says Walmart and Target have resumed business with some of the Chinese suppliers after pausing orders for a few weeks due to the uncertainties over the tariffs. All right. Now, this resumption came days after meeting with President Trump, where Walmart, Target, and Home Depot were there. So, do Walmart and Target know something that the rest of us don't? You're like, or are they kind of like, you know what, we're cool with this 140% tariff. We just don't want to run out. It could be either of those things, but regardless, it's something that we should be looking at because, if they're ordering because they think by the time production is done, the tariffs will go away. Well, that would be, I think, pleasant for everybody involved. But conversely, let's say President Trump told them, you know what, these tariffs are here to stay. It could just be a matter of they're like, hey, and the article kind of inferred this too, like, hey, we don't want to run out of stock and have empty shelves. Like, we're just going to have to, grin and bear it. So that's something that you sellers are going to have to think about. Either A, the tariffs are going away soon, or not going away completely, but maybe getting reduced. And so, that'll give you some relief. Or B, it's there to stay for now. You got to make a decision. Are you going to go ahead and reorder? Or are you just going to let it run out of stock? Which we're going to go. Let me know in the comments. And for those of you, wanting to calculate what does your, price have to be in order to make up for these tariffs, make sure to check out the new feature alerts in a couple of minutes. I'm going to talk about a brand new tool inside of Helium 10 that will help with that. Next article is from Reuters.com. TikTok Shop wa Nippon kara yatte kimasu. I'm not sure if I said that right, but anyways, basically that means TikTok Shop is going to be coming to Japan. All right. So another marketplace. Seems like TikTok Shop is just opening up marketplaces left and right in Europe and now expanding in Japan. So if you're in Japan or you're selling in Japan, have got inventory that you can fulfill orders, this might be something to keep an eye on to be one of the first sellers on TikTok Shop Japan. Really quick, did you know that Helium 10 has a message forum? Our Facebook group is used more, but we want to start growing the forum too. So go ahead and ask questions about e-commerce and things, and different people that are on the forum will be able to reply to. It's not for like Helium 10 customer support or anything like that. You can always get that 24 hours through Helium 10. But if you want to participate in the discussions, be signed into your Helium 10 account and go to forum.helium10.com. All right, next up, we have an expanded edition of new feature alerts. And so that's why we're not going to have a strategy of the week this week, just because we've got the product team has been working overtime because we've got too many new feature alerts that are launched this week. The first one is about tariffs. All right. So basically in Helium 10 profits, this I think goes for starter, platinum, diamond, whatever level you have, you've got a new tool in there. All right. This tool is going to be here in profits, and on the left-hand side where the menu is, you're going to hit the tool name Tariff Analyzer. It's going to have your products here. Make sure on the time range, you probably have like either this month or last month or actually this year might be a little bit better because it's going to give you a little bit more information on what your profit margins have been. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into here and put where are you getting your products. All right, you're going to go to the country of origin, and let's say, hey, I'm getting stuff from China. Like I'm getting this egg tray from China, and basically it says, hey, for the last few months this year, my pre-tariff net profit is $7 a unit, so 35% margins. Good grief, I'm making a lot of margin on this egg tray right here. Now, once you get to the Tariff Analyzer page, you can have a list of your products, and what you want to do is set the country of where your products are coming from. So like, for example, this bath mat, I select China and I hit apply. Now, as you can see, it says my pre-tariff net profit was actually pretty low. It's $3.44, which is only 13% profit. So I wasn't doing this good to start. But it says, hey, the tariff is estimated to be about $8 based on my COGS. All right. So you guys have to like put in your COGS. Hopefully you've got that done in profits. And by the way, if you don't have that done in profits, you need to go into inventory levels in profits, and then you'll be able to enter in your cost of goods sold. But it's basically saying, hey, if I don't do anything with my price and I have a new shipment come in, this is calculating it out and saying, hey, your post-tariff net profit is negative $475. All right. If I don't do anything. So if I wanted to have the same profit margins of 13%, it's going to tell me what I have to put the price at. And it's $33. Now, these are just estimates, like let us know if you see any discrepancies, but it should be fairly accurate. So basically, I would have to raise the price from $23 to $33 in order to keep the same profit margins I have now. What if I'm curious, like, hey, what if I change production of this product? Let's say I found a supplier in, let's just say Vietnam. All right. So in Vietnam, let me go ahead and hit apply on this bath mat. The tariff is only $2.60. All right. So that actually gives me 3% profit margin instead of the negative one. And if I want the same profit as I do right now, there's still a tariff there. I would have to raise the price from $23.97 to only $26. All right. So that shows me how much I might save if I switch production to another country. I can choose a big number of countries. So I can pick Uzbekistan if I wanted to go ahead and see how much it might cost to make a bath mat in Uzbekistan. All right. So this is a brand new tool that is coming, that's live right now in your dashboard. So go to profits and hit the Tariff Analyzer, and then make sure to go ahead and play around a little bit and see, hey, if these tariffs continue, what might you have to change your price to if you wanted to maintain the same profit margins? And if you found a supplier in another country, what's the tariff situation there? And this might help you make a decision. For the next new feature alert, let's turn it over to Carrie.
Okay, so for today's Helium 10 feature update, which is a new feature update, we have some exciting news, and that is that Helium 10's managed refund services is now available for platinum and diamond level subscriptions. Now, before it was only open to diamond level subscriptions, but we've now opened it up to platinum, and that means that you have more access to this incredible service. So why is this important and how can it make you money? Well, if you're selling on Amazon, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table and you might not even know it. And the truth is that Amazon owes sellers refunds all the time due to things like lost, damaged, or mishandled inventory. But tracking all these claims and doing all the refunds yourself, it really is time consuming and tedious. So Helium 10's managed refund services, they're designed to help you reclaim every single dollar that Amazon owes you without the headache and time wasting of managing the cases yourself. And, obviously you want to focus on growing your business and doing other things. So that is why managed refund service is so important. It's so that you can focus on growing your own business. Now, here's how it works. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your Helium 10 account is connected to Seller Central. And then our system is going to continuously scan your account for eligible refunds based on Amazon's policies. And our team of reimbursement specialists will manually file cases on your behalf, ensuring that they follow Amazon's guidelines and help you get reimbursed. And the best part is that we only charge a small percentage of the successful refunds, and it's really zero risk to you. And we're actually way lower in fees than any of our other competitors. So if you wanted to actually save money or get a lower fee for managed refunds, definitely check this out. And why should you use Helium 10's managed refund service over anyone else? Well, we'll maximize your reimbursements. You'll get more money back because we have lower fees and we do a better job. And you'll also save time. You're not going to be digging through reports or filing cases yourself and wasting all this precious time that you could be doing growing your business. And finally, our team ensures that everything stays compliant with Amazon's terms of service, which is extremely important. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick walkthrough on how to set this all up. The first thing you want to do is you want to log into Helium 10. And once you're in Helium 10, you're going to click at the top where it says Manage Refund Service. And then what you're going to do is you are going to accept the fee terms. Now, the first one here says that you understand that you will be invoiced 15% of the total funds successfully recovered by Managed Refund Service. That is basically a commission that Helium 10 collects for doing the service for you. And then the next part is I understand that my credit card on file will be automatically charged 15 days after invoices are sent to me by email. So what this means is basically when you get these refunds from Amazon, they go to your Seller Central account. And so what we do is we take 15% of that total amount and charge you on your credit card for that. Then you're going to hit accept terms and continue. And in this step, you're going to add an account so that we have access to the information in order to process these claims for you. So if you don't have your account connected to Helium 10, you're going to want to add it and connect it here. And then you can hit set up. Once you're in the setup section, you can click on these little video tutorials and it's going to walk you through basically with these videos how to set up these different permissions on Seller Central. So that should be pretty straightforward. Once you're done with that, you're going to hit I confirm that you're a brand owner and that you want to activate the inbound full service. And then you're going to hit next. And then this next part is you're just adding in your information about your company. So you're going to have your company name, the logo, address, signature, all of that stuff. And then you're also going to put in a packing list template as well so that you have all that squared away. And then you're going to acknowledge and confirm all of that. And then you're going to activate. So again, don't leave money on the table. Set up your managed refund services with Helium 10 to make sure you get as much money back as possible.
All right. Thank you very much, Carrie. Now, for the last new feature alert of the day, it's actually something that hundreds and hundreds of sellers have been asking for in a certain region. That is in the Middle East. What marketplace have you guys been wanting Helium 10 to work for Cerebro, Magnet, other tools? Amazon, Saudi Arabia, one of the fastest growing marketplaces in the Amazon world. Actually, I think it's the number 2 fastest growing, if I'm not mistaken. So what tools are working for it? For now, Cerebro, we're still building our database, but we've got tons of products already live in our Cerebro database. So how does it work? Just like take an ASIN from Amazon, Saudi Arabia, go ahead and copy the ASIN, go to Cerebro, make sure to check the very last box in Amazon, and that is amazon.sa, Amazon Saudi. Put the ASIN there, hit get keywords, and sure enough, all the keywords are going to show up and where it's ranking, the Amazon relevancy rank, if there's sponsored ads, etc. Now, this, for those who can't see, this is in Arabic, I guess, and you might be like, how am I supposed to make sense of all these, things that look like squiggly lines to you because you don't know this alphabet, right? Well, guess what? That's where Helium 10 comes in. Don't forget, we've got a translation tool here. So once you get all these Arabic words and you're like, I don't even know what words these are, hit the translate button in Cerebro or Magnet, and then hit whatever your language is. Like let me go ahead and put English. And I see this first one here says hats for men. The second one says men's hat, men's accessories, summer men's cap. So now, even though it's written in another alphabet foreign to me, I can still see exactly what these keywords that this product is ranking for means to give me kind of like an idea of what I'm clicking into if I want to like dig a little bit further. So that's kind of like 2 features for the price of 1. The new feature is that, hey, Cerebro and Magnet is working in Saudi Arabia. The older feature I highlighted there was our translation feature, which definitely helps people where English or whatever other language is not your first language. There's a lot of translated languages that you can turn the keyword results into. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Weekly Buzz. Make sure to tune in next week to see what's buzzing.